Okay, good morning everyone. So I think in the last lecture I have told you one homework to find out what is curl, gradient. Yes, I think you have done this. Anyone from you, can you tell me what you have done? Okay, let us go for the next part because I think only 3 to 4 lectures we require for completion of this syllabus. Today I will continue for the second lecture also as core syllabus is over, no? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ केलेत का कोणी homework? Whether you seen what is the geometric interpretation of curl, gradient, divergence, what is their formulas, how to calculate the things. Okay, just tell me whether you heard about these terms. ऐकलेत का
Yes,
कुठे?
ma'am.
Divergence, curl. I think we have solved the examples also in our BSc. Okay. So I will only tell you about the gradient which I am going to use here so that it will be easy for you to understand what is a gradient. And later on you search for the other things which are basics, curl, gradient, divergence. Okay. So actually जो आपका gradient होता है ना वो हम लोग कैसे लिखते हैं dou by dou x plus sorry we have written this gradient is nothing but dou by dou x comma dou by dou y comma dou by dou z. Okay. And what is your divergence? Dou by dou x plus dou by dou y plus dou by dou z, right? And what about a curl? It is a del cross f. Okay, that means you are going to take a cross product of these two. What it tell you, your gradient is going to tell you the greatest rate of change of a function. Why? Because it is finding the rate of change in x, y, z direction simultaneously. Barabar na? If you remember, I have written in the last lecture what is a formula for del. It is nothing but dou by dou x, dou by dou y, dou by dou z. Okay. And what about the divergence? It is addition of this. If suppose we are operating this on some function phi, and what is a curl? Del cross phi is a curl. Okay. This is what your vector quantity. Now this is what you are going to find out the rate of change in x, y, z direction simultaneously, right? We are finding the rate of change in x, y, z direction simultaneously, which means that suppose let me go for back कि हमने अगर study किया है, what do you mean by dou x? It is the rate of change in x direction, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because we know that our derivative is going to tell you the rate of change. Dou by dou y means rate of change in y, and dou by dou z means what? It is a rate of change in z direction. So combinedly, this del will tell you the greatest rate of change of a function. Okay, what is this? This is nothing but your greatest rate of change of a function. Okay, whatever may be the function, here mostly we consider the phi is a function whose derivative we are going to find out. Okay, now real life example of this is suppose you have a one oven. Okay, assume that you have an oven. So what you do in a oven, suppose we have kept it one dough. अगर आपने किसी suppose आपने कोई केक का डो अगर अंदर रखा है आटा जो कि अगर आपने ओवन को ऑन किया ओके आफ्टर नियर अबाउट 30 मिनट्स योर केक विल बी रेडी करेक्ट तो उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको ओवन का जो कंप्लीट टेम्परेचर होता है उस टेम्परेचर पे आपको पुट अप करना पड़ेगा और वो 30 मिनट्स या 45 मिनट्स पे रखना पड़ेगा ओके सो एक्चुअली व्हाट इट हैपेंस आपने जितना डो अंदर रखा था वो उससे ज्यादा हो जाता है करेक्ट इट लुक्स लाइक दिस यस और नो
Yes, ma'am.
if suppose you haven't done this in 801 you can आपने at least घर पे देखा होगा ना just like in a idli stand if in anywhere suppose you are preparing this on our regular chulha also that is the only thing that goes in upward direction. Why this happen in an upward direction only? Why the cake do not go here in a downward direction? Okay, you might be thinking that this is an illogical question. Yes, is it a correct question? Why it doesn't go anywhere instead of going in upward direction only? किसी भी ऐसे arbitrary direction में भी जा सकता है ना, suppose like this you have put, and it can grow in only this direction, either in this direction or directly from the center. So why it is equally heating in upward direction only? That is what the concept of a gradient is used here. जहाँ पे heat ज़्यादा आता है, okay, where the heat is large, so that dough is going in that direction only. In this direction the heat will be more. Okay, you can observe this. ये वाला जो area होता है वो उतना heat नहीं होता है, right? So this is what the area where the heat of the oven is largest. So greatest rate of change of a function की जगह पे यहाँ पे हम क्या ले रहे हैं, हीट सबसे ज्यादा जहां पे है वो आपका डो उसी डायरेक्शन में इंक्रीज होगा. ओके, so this is what the real life example of a gradient which gives you rate of change of a function, rather greatest rate of a change of function, and in this example greatest heat, जहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा हीट होगा वो आपका डो उसी डायरेक्शन में इंक्रीज होगा. ओके, गॉट इट?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is what about gradient. You can search about the curl and divergence also. What is geometric interpretation and all. इसका actually जो मैंने बताया greatest rate of change of function, it actually have a some geometric proof also why it is called a greatest rate, because as we are a mathematician we can search out this के dou by dou x is changing in x y and z combinedly वो क्या हो जाएगा, rate of change in x y z तीनों का कंबाइन क्या हो जाएगा, वो ग्रेटेस्ट रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ अ फंक्शन. हाउ दिस इज अ ग्रेटेस्ट रेट यू हैव टू सर्च, और उसका एक पर्टिकुलर प्रूफ भी अवेलेबल है दैट यू कैन सर्च आउट. नाउ लेट मी गो फॉर आवर सिलेबस वेयर वी आर गोइंग टू यूज दिस वन. क्या करना है हमें? We want to find out the normal vector because we already studied how to find out a tangent to the surface. Tangent to the surface means what? It is velocity vector of a some curve in a surface. Okay, is the idea clear about this? In the last lecture we have seen velocity vector is the working as our tangent vector to the surface, as well as we have seen tangent plane, vector field. Okay, so all these concepts related to whatever we have seen for the curve, now we have generalized this for the surface. Tangent vector, vector field. Vector field का meaning क्या होता है? Tangent vector at every point. Okay, in E3. E3 की जगह पे आपको क्या करना है, यहाँ पे सिर्फ m replace करना है. Okay, so if you want to find out a vector field, this is a vector field on a surface means what? जहाँ जो भी आपने definition E3 के लिए देखे वो just E3 की जगह पे आप m substitute करो, then all this definition will be now for a surface. Now we want to find out what is a normal to the surface, because always it is not possible that the surface is in the same shape. क्योंकि अगर आप study कर रहे हो, suppose you are on Himalaya, okay, this is also one surface, no? So at every point you can have a one different normal. ओके, यहाँ पे जो नॉर्मल है वो इसका नॉर्मल नहीं हो सकता है, राइट? द शेप ऑफ अ सरफेस में बी आर्बिट्री. So we want to find out now normal to the surface. Okay, whatever the normal we have done for the our curve will not work. Okay, no doubt the definition will be as it is, but we have to generalize the concept for the surface. Okay, surface के लिए क्या होता है, maybe the shape of your surface may be arbitrary, so you have to think on this कि आपको normal कैसे find out करना है. Okay, so for that let me go for the proof itself, जहाँ पे हमें normal vector find out कर. Okay, before proof let us go for firstly what is the definition. A Euclidean vector z at a point time is called normal if it is orthogonal to tangent plane. ये हमने already देखा है. Normal किसे बोलेंगे आप, जो tangent plane पे perpendicular है. Okay, ये वाला आपका suppose एक surface है, so at every point P I can find out tangent plane TPM instead of TP of E3, E3 की जगह पे हम TP of M कहते हैं. Okay, and if you have a vector field at every point you can find out a tangent vector, but if you want to generalize this vector field for our surface, अगर आप रिड्यूस करना चाहते हो E3 की जगह पे आप M रिप्लेस करोगे तो वहां पे वो डेफिनेशन ऑफ वेक्टर फील्ड बन जाएगा. ओके, यहाँ पे tangent plane है. ओके, सो फॉर दिस tangent plane, if it is a normal, the z vector, the vector z which is normal to the tangent plane will be working as a normal to the surface. Okay, this is what a simple definition. Normal to the plane will work as a normal to the surface. Okay, now let us go for finding how to find out the normal to the surface. For that we have one lemma, that if you are provided with any geometric object, how to find out its normal. Let m with g is equal to c is a surface. Let m, where which is some function of x y z, is equal to c is a surface. Okay, then normal, or we can say gradient vector field defined on a m is a non-vanishing normal vector on the entire surface. Okay, then gradient vector defined by, okay, how to define the gradient of, we want to find out this gradient of a function g. Del g is equals to summation over I, as we know that as we are in a 3D space, so it is a sum function of x, y and z. That is summation over I dou g by dou xi ui, where I running for 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so this is what a gradient will work as a, will be a non-vanishing normal vector. Okay, this is a non-vanishing normal vector field on a entire surface n. Okay, just like I have told you the example of a Himalaya, जहाँ पे at every point you can find out one normal. Okay, क्योंकि at every point you can have some different shape, but here we want to find out the normal to the entire surface. This whole gradient will work as a normal vector field on a surface. Is the idea clear? What is the lemma given?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, सो नाउ वी वांट टू प्रूव दैट दिस, हमें प्रूव क्या करना है, ये डेल जी है, नॉर्मल वेक्टर फील्ड है. ओके, हाउ टू प्रूव एनी वेक्टर टू बी नॉर्मल, वी हैव टू प्रूव दैट इट्स अ डॉट प्रोडक्ट विद द टैंजेंट वेक्टर इज जीरो. करेक्ट. नॉर्मल प्रूव करने का एक इजी वे क्या है आपको, if you want to prove it is a normal, you can prove the dot product of normal with the tangent is equal to zero. ओके, किसी भी वेक्टर का अगर टेंजेंट के साथ डॉट प्रोडक्ट जीरो आता है तो आप क्या कह सकते हो, दैट वेक्टर इज अ नॉर्मल वेक्टर. लेट अस स्टार्ट द प्रूफ. So given that what is given in the function, g is a differentiable function on e3 and m is a surface. क्योंकि अगर सरफेस है तो ऑब्वियसली वो डिफरेंशिएबल होगा, बिकॉज वी नो वन part about the surface, what we have proved in the last lecture, in some starting lectures of the surface, that is if m is a surface, then dg not equal to 0 for all point p on a surface. Okay, dg not equal to 0, it means that it is a differentiable. Okay, so g is a differentiable function on e3. Okay, given that g is a differentiable function on a e3, so we can have dou g by dou xi dou g, so dg if it is not equal to 0, this condition ensures that dou g by dou xi for I running for 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so I can say if dg is not equal to 0, I can say that dou g by dou xi is not equal to 0 simultaneously. Okay, these are non-zero simultaneously. Correct, no? If you remember dg, we have written as dou g by dou x dx plus dou g by dou y dy plus dou g by dou z dz, or you can write this as xi xi के जगह पे लिखना है तो ये 1 होगा, ये 2 x2, right? This is also x2, this is x3, and this is x3. Okay. So if dg not equal to 0, you want to say these are non-zeros. Okay. So whatever given to us, we have to start with that only. Given that M is a surface, then we have used dg not equal to 0, which ensures that dou g by dou xi are non-zeros on a surface M. Okay. Now we know the formula for del g. So what will be del g? Okay. It will be dou g by dou x, dou g by dou y, and dou g by dou z. Okay. So we have now already proved that dou g by dou xi's are non-zero simultaneously. So I can write this vector because this itself will work as a vector. So I can write this vector as summation over I dou g by dou xi ui. Right? No, any vector on E3 can be written as a linear combination of natural frame field. आठवते का first theorem of our differential geometry. Any
Yes,
vector
ma'am.
field V can be written as a linear combination of a natural frame field. So this is also one vector. So I can write down this as, instead of x, y, z, I can write this as x1, x2, and x3, and which ensures that you can have del g is nothing but dou g by dou xi ui plus this is what a summation. Now we know that ui is a natural frame field, and we have dou g by dou xi is non-zero, which ensures that the value of a del g is also non-zero. अगर आपका dou g by dou xi non-zero है, it ensures that your del g is also non-zero. Correct? On a whole surface n. Okay. Now our aim is to show that this will work as a normal vector. So if I want to show it as a normal vector, I have to show that its dot product with some tangent vector is 0. Okay, its dot product with some tangent vector is 0. Okay, इसका condition क्या है? This is non-zero, del g is non-zero since your dou g by dou xi are non-zero. Okay, ये वाला पूरा non-zero कब होगा? ये सभी non-zeros हैं. Yeah, at least one of them is non-zero. Okay. Now if I want to go for a tangent, क्योंकि अगर हमें normal है prove करना है तो tangent भी prove करना पड़ेगा. Okay. So let us start with that. If I want to have a tangent, so let alpha be the curve, right? Because whenever you want to find out a tangent to the surface, it means that it should be a velocity vector of a some curve, right? So let alpha be one curve with a1t, a2 of t, and a3 of t. This is one curve alpha in a surface M. Okay, so g of alpha must be equal to c, because if alpha is a curve in a surface M, so it must satisfy its equation. Okay, surface का equation क्या है आपका? M is g is equal to c is the equation of a surface. So if I am saying that alpha is a curve in a surface M, it ensures that g of alpha is equal to c. समझते सगळ्यांना?
Yes, ma'am.
क्योंकि अगर आपने कहा कि सपोज दिस इज सम पॉइंट p on a straight line, okay, this point p must satisfy the equation of a straight line, then only you can say this is a point on a straight line. So here you can say alpha is a curve in a surface and if and only if it satisfy your equation of a surface. So g of alpha is equal to c is the equation of a surface which will be satisfied by your curve. Okay. So why we are doing this? Because we want to find out a tangent. Tangent means what? It should be a velocity vector to the some curve in a surface. Okay, now let me differentiate the above function, that is g of alpha is equal to c. How to differentiate this? As g is a function of alpha and alpha is a function of a t. बरोबर ना? So let me differentiate this. How to differentiate dou g by dou alpha? Or you can say directly a1 क्योंकि alpha is a function of a1, a2 and a3 ना. Then derivative of a1 with respect to t plus dou g by dou a2 and derivative of a2 with respect to t plus next term dou g by dou a2 and derivative of a3 derivative of a3 with respect to t. which is equal to 0. Since c is a constant, I can say the derivative of a constant term is equal to 0. Now I can write down this in the form of a summation. Yes, can anyone tell me how the summation can be written? Dou g by dou I running for 1, 2 and 3, and this is what dAi by dt is equal to 0. Barabar? Is it okay? Whatever
Yes, ma'am.
summation I have written?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके सिंपली आपको ए आई जो A1 A2 A3 है उसको रिप्लेस करना है राइट नाउ इफ v is a tangent to the surface it means that it is velocity vector of a some curve alpha. So now let us find out this at the initial point. I can say if v is a tangent to the surface m, it means that v is a velocity vector of a some curve that is alpha dash of 0. V is equal to alpha dash of 0 for some curve alpha in a surface m. Okay, then v1, v2 and v3. So what is v? Vector v is nothing but with the coordinates v1, v2, v3. I can say this is to be simply dA1 by dt, dA1 of 0 by dt, then dA2 of 0 by dt and dA3 of 0 by dt. बरोबर क्योंकि आपका वेक्टर ही आपका अल्फा है ना सो आई कैन से दिस इज अल्फा डैश ऑफ जीरो अल्फा के जो कोऑर्डिनेट्स है उसका ही डेरिवेटिव आपको लेना पड़ेगा करेक्ट because if I want to find out the velocity to the curve or tangent to the curve is nothing but your derivative. Okay, first derivative. Then what you have to do, this is nothing but here I can write down this as in general vi is equal to dAi of 0 divided or derivative with respect to t, where I is running for 1, 2 and 3. Now I can replace this in our above equation. Barabar? So value of this I can substitute. This equation star I can substitute in this equation. Okay, I can say this is equation 1. So using equation star in equation 1 at p equal to 0. Are you getting me? di
Yes,
ai by
ma'am.
dt ये जो है ना आपको replace करना है. Okay. So just using star equation in equation 3, I can have summation over I dou g by dou ai. Okay, we are differentiating. So ai at alpha, and this is what vi equal to 0. Vi is nothing but dai by dt. Differentiated with respect to t. Okay. So ये क्या कैसे लिख सकते हो अभी आप dou g by dou a1, dou g by dou a2, dou g by dou a3, and this is what v1 v2 and v3 is equal to 0, right? So which means that this del g ये वाला क्या है आपका del g है ना. Let me show you what is this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can see this is what del g is nothing but dou g by dou x, dou g by dou y, dou g by dou z. Instead of that you can say a1 a2 a3 or x1 x2 and x3. So this is what your del g, and this vector v is nothing but a velocity vector to the curve, and which is nothing but working as a tangent vector, okay, to the surface is a velocity vector on a curve. Okay, which means that del g dot product of del g with v equal to 0, it ensures that this del g should be normal and this should be a tangent vector, then only the dot product will be equal to 0. This shows that del g is a perpendicular to the vector v where alpha dash of 0 is v and del g is a normal to the surface m at a point p. Okay, but because we have done this in general, we haven't gone for a point. एक किसी point के लिए हमने normal नहीं find out किया है ना. We have done this in general. Dou g by dou x, dou g by dou y, dou g by dou z, which is your del g. Okay, is the idea clear up to this point?
Yes, ma'am.
So this will work as a very important part to find out the del g, and this will be many questions are asked in the SET exam about this. Find out the normal or which of the following is a normal to the surface. वो आपको surface provide करेंगे. Suppose surface is given some x square plus y square minus z square equal to some 1. and they will ask you what is a normal. So आप क्या करेंगे? Simply find out dou g by dou x, dou g by dou y, and dou g by dou z. So it is 2x, 2y, and minus 2z. Okay, this will work as a normal. Or they may ask you in a twisting कि आपके पास तो normal है. So the options may be which of the following is a tangent of this surface. Okay, which of the following is a tangent on a surface. So आप क्या करेंगे? आप जो options है, suppose A, B, C, D are the option. So take a dot product of A with this normal, क्योंकि आपको normal तो already पता है, right? So जिसका dot product 0 आ जाएगा वही आपका correct option है. Okay? So go through the proof once again. Simple है. क्या करना है आपको? Whatever given thing you have to utilize. If it is a surface, dg should not be 0. If dg is non-zero, all those dou g by dou xi ये वाले term non-zero हो जाएंगे, which ensures that your del g is non-zero. Okay, ये वाले अगर non-zero है तो del g is non-zero. Okay, now we have to go for a tangent vector. Tangent vector के लिए आपको curve चाहिए, right? Alpha is a curve in a surface and so it must satisfy the equation of a surface. Just differentiate it, find out at t equal to 0 and you will get the result. Okay, let us work for the example. Let us take first example, find normal and tangent vector field on the sphere. Find normal and tangent vector field on sphere. The notation for sphere is a summation, and the sphere they have given x1 square, x2 square plus x3 square is equal to some r square. Okay, so now you have to find out tangent and normal both. Can you do this? Simple, आपको del g find out करना है, which is a normal, and then find out the tangent. Try to find out, and then I will tell you what is the tangent and normal. Same question was there in a set exam. उन्होंने टेंजेंट पूछा था, यहाँ पे टेंजेंट एंड नॉर्मल बोथ इज आस्क्ड. Yes, whether you found the answer? Hello, are you there? Whether you found the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
What is del G? What is a normal? What is a tangent?
Del G is
Del G is
2x1,
2x into
2 and 8 to 8
Okay, what about your tangent? What will be tangent? Yes, how will you find out a tangent? Tangent के लिए मैंने क्या बताया था आपको? You have to just find out whether its dot product with your normal, whatever you have found, it is equal to 0. Okay. Let me start. क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको पहले? We are provided with a surface, so let me name it as some function g. Okay. Uh, this is what summation is your given surface. G is equal to r square. Is a function given. G is nothing but your summation over xi square is equal to r square. Okay. Now let us find out what is the value of a del g. So what is del g? Dou g by dou x, dou g by dou y, and dou g by dou z. Given that it is a surface, so no need to check del g is equal to 0 or not. It is 2x, 2y, 2z, or you can write down this as 2x1, 2x2, and 2x3. Okay? 2x1, 2x2, and 2x3. Now, if I take a 2 common outside, so what I will remain with del g upon 2 is equals to, I will get it is x1, x2, and x3. Correct? I have got this del g is del g by 2 is x1, x2, and x3. But we know that any vector x1, x2, x3 can be now written in the linear combination of a natural frame fields. So x1, x2, x3. So how you can write down x1, x2, x3 with the linear combination of the natural frame fields? I can write this as equal to summation over I xi ui. If given that x1, x2, x3 is a tangent vector to the field, okay, क्या करेंगे हम लोग? Suppose this is this del g by 2 will क्योंकि अगर आपका del g ये normal है तो obviously del g by 2 is also normal, right? No? Yes or no? Okay. Suppose this is a plane. If n a is a normal vector, what about 2a? Whether it is a normal to the plane?
Yes, ma'am.
What
Yes,
about
ma'am.
a by 2? It is also normal to the plane. तो del g
Yes.
की जगह पे हम लोग del g by 2 भी लेंगे तो that is also working as a normal. Okay. Now let us assume that what I have to assume, let x1 bar, x2 bar, x3 bar be a tangent. Okay, we will assume that let x1 bar, x2 bar and x3 bar be a tangent to vector field to the surface. So condition क्या होना चाहिए tangent के लिए? ये वाला जो vector है आपका, ये क्या है आपका normal. Okay, so normal vector, or instead of saying x I can say n, normal vector in combination with this t, or you can say tangent vector, should be equal to 0. ये वाला आपका normal है x1, x2 and x3. Okay, we have assumed this one. We don't know what are the values of x1 bar, x2 bar and x3 bar. बार इसलिए यूज किया है क्योंकि ऑलरेडी हम नॉर्मल में x1, x2, x3 यूज किए. ओके, सो हाउ टू फाइंड आउट अ टेंजेंट, क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको? इट्स डॉट प्रोडक्ट विद आवर given or with whatever the vector we have found normal vector x1, x2, x3, it should be equal to 0. So what are the possibilities that you have to find out? Okay, x1, x2, x3 और यहाँ पे भी एक ट्रिपल प्रोडक्ट है equal to 0. So what are the possibilities? I can say the first one is 0. The next I can write down this is x3 and this is minus x2. So let us check the dot product. What is the dot product? ये था dot product x1 into 0, that is 0 plus x2 into x3 minus x, sorry, this should be x2 minus x3 x2 dot product equal to 0. ये था का dot product 0?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No? Why it is not?
Yes, ma'am.
x2 dot product with x3, then यहाँ पे x3 है और यहाँ पे x2 है. Okay. Now, is it okay whether the dot product is 0? So how many possibilities are there this type of a vector? x3 और x2 के chances भी बहुत ज़्यादा हैं. Suppose अगर मैंने x1, x2, x3 fix किया 1, 2, 3, corresponding change क्या आएगा? यहाँ पे 0 आएगा, यहाँ पे +3 और यहाँ पे -2 आ जाएगा. ओके, x1, x2, x3 को अगर हमने फिक्स किया, ये 0 होगा, ये 3 होगा, ये -2 होगा. और एक क्या पॉसिबिलिटी है? यस, व्हाट आर द अनदर पॉसिबिलिटीज फॉर दिस वेक्टर? क्योंकि ये तो आपका फिक्स है, नॉर्मल तो फिक्स होगा. नॉर्मल इज अ which is normal to the surface. Okay, it is normal to the surface, that is fixed one. So what is another possibility? Can I take this as 0 minus x3 and x2 as it is? Is it correct whether the dot product is again 0?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, again, what are the another possibility? Again here you have x1, x2 and x3. Okay, dot product with, यहाँ पे पहले हमने 0 किया था. Let us put this x1, x2 here, then here you can put x1 with negative sign and this is 0. Last वाला हम 0 कर सकते हैं. Okay, then minus x2, x1 and 0. Check whether dot product is 0. ये था का dot product 0?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, everyone have to check this because this is a question similarly as it is asked in the set exam. अभी हमने फर्स्ट और सेकंड को 0 किया था. लेट मी पुट द सेकंड, फर्स्ट एंड लास्ट 0 किया था ना. Now let us put second one 0 and then we can have here x3 and here minus x1. What is another possibility? X3 with a negative sign, here 0, then here we have a x1. This is also 0. Dot product of these two will be equal to 0. Right? So how many possible tangent vector you can have for the normal? Only 6 ना? ये
Yes, ma'am.
वाले 1, 2, 3, 4 और ये 2 हो गए. ओके, सो टोटल 6 पॉसिबिलिटीज. बट ये 6 पॉसिबिलिटीज में भी x1, x2, x3 हमने फिक्स आउट नहीं किया है. ओके, सो देर आर सो मेनी पॉसिबिलिटीज सो दैट आई कैन चूज व्हाट इज x1, x2, x3. अगर मैंने x1, x2, x3 1, 2, 3 फिक्स किया तो करस्पॉन्डिंग आपके टेंजेंट वेक्टर्स भी चेंज हो जाएंगे, करेक्ट. And suppose I have fixed out x1, x2, x3 as a minus 2, 3, and suppose 5 I have fixed out. So corresponding the tangent vectors will be changed out. Okay, at every point you have one tangent plane and the surface. So how many such a tangent vectors are possible? I can say it is infinitely many, because we haven't found what are the values of x1, x2, x3. Correct. So in this way you can say these are 6 possible vectors. क्योंकि अभी हमने x1, x2, x3 fix नहीं किया है. Okay, so you can say these are the possible vectors which will work as a tangent vector to the surface. Okay, tangent vector field you can say. Why we are saying tangent vector field? Because if you are going to fix out the values of x1, x2, x3, you can get infinitely many number of a tangent vector. Hence it is called a tangent vector field. Okay, is the idea clear how to work for the example? Okay, do it for the next example. Write the example as surface M is z is equal to xy is a surface given to. Second example, do everyone have to do this example. Z is equal to xy is a surface given. Then what will be a function g? This is z minus xy is equal to 0 is a function. Then you have to find out del g. Okay, find out del g, then find out the what are the tangent vectors. Yes, everyone have to solve this example. Find out a normal as well as find out the tangent. जैसे मैंने अभी फाइंड आउट किया, समझ में आया ना सभी को कैसे फाइंड आउट किया है?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, ओके, डू इट. I hope you have found this. What is
Yes,
norm?
ma'am.
Del G is equal to minus y minus x 1.
It's in one.
Minus y minus x and 1. Okay. What about their tangent vector? Tangent vector I think easy है ना? क्या बहुत difficult है? Should I go for tangent vector? जिसका कॉम्बिनेशन आपके जो वैल्यू है उसके साथ जीरो आएगा वो आप कंसिडर कर सकते हैं.
X minus y 0. Another is 0, y and z.
x0 z भी आता है.
Okay, x 0 z. So everyone write down this. X is 0 z, x minus y 0. Yes, first जो आपका tangent vector है वो x 0 z. Second is x minus y 0. Third one is 0, y and z. Okay. At that time you should think on z is nothing but xy. So जहाँ पे भी आपका z आएगा आप xy substitute कर सकते हो. Okay. Which will again give the resultant is 0. Okay, try for the last vector I have told you 0 y z. Okay, 0 y z dot product with for your normal vector. So first is 0, 0 plus minus xy plus z. You might think that it is non-zero. तो z का वैल्यू आपके क्वेश्चन में क्या है xy है तो आप पुट अप कर सकते हो. ओके, I show you this is minus y minus x and 1. Last vector मैंने क्या बोला? This is tangent vector. What I told you, this is 0 y z. Okay, let me take the dot product of del g with this vector. So what is the dot product? Minus y minus x 1 dot product with 0 y and z. So first is 0, then next term is minus xy, next term is plus z equal to 0. But what is the value of z we have been provided? It is xy. Okay, so hence again it is 0. So these three vectors are possible. The 0 y z and Sanjana one told, and I think Rutuja has told. That is x 0 z and x minus y 0. So I think now the examples are clear how to find out the normal and tangent. In this, the many more examples are given in your book which I have shared you. नोट्स जो मैंने आपको शेयर किए थे उसमें बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स है. गो थ्रू दैट एग्जाम्पल्स. I hope you will have a more clear idea of how to find out the tangent and normal. Okay. Now let me introduce to the fourth chapter, which is the last chapter, that is a shape operator. Okay, we have to now go for the fourth chapter, that is a shape operator. Only 3 lectures I will require to complete the shape operator because nothing is there in shape operator. Only definitions are there. So just like in the first chapter of our differential geometry, we have seen tangent vector, vector field, normal, all this thing we have seen. Okay, and then in the second unit we have seen Freinet apparatus for the curve. Now here also in the third unit we have seen the surface. Surface का हमने tangent देखा, normal देखा, normal vector field, tangent vector field, tangent plane, tangent space. All this we have seen related to surface. Now the fourth chapter we have a shape operator which is just like a Freinet apparatus. Okay. Unit 1 में क्या देखा हमने? Tangent vector. Okay, then we have seen directional derivative, then vector. यहाँ से इससे पहले हमने vector field देखा था, right? And vector field. Now let us go for the Freinet apparatus. Second unit में हमने Freinet apparatus देखे थे, that is tangent, normal, binormal, and curvature K and the torsion 2. These are forming a frame field, that is a dot product of Tn and B and Tb, it is equal to 0, and the cross product, that is T cross N is B. क्योंकि ये क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट है इसलिए इसका साइकिल चेंज नहीं होना चाहिए, अगर साइकिल चेंज होगा तो साइन में भी चेंज हो जाएगा. कर्वेचर के इज नथिंग बट नॉर्म ऑफ टी डैश, बराबर ना. What is a torsion? Torsion you can find out with the help of a b dash. So tangent tell you that velocity, normal will tell you the turning of the curve, b tell you the twisting of the curve, right? And tau tells you the rate of twist of the curve. And what we have seen in the unit 3, in the unit 3 we have seen what is the definition of a surface, how the surface is defined, what is a tangent to the surface. For defining a surface, we have seen the three definition, what is a regular mapping, what is the rank of the matrix, and what is our one mapping. So with the help of those coordinate patch, proper patch, ये सभी definition देखने के बाद हमने surface देखा. Okay. Then tangent and tangent vector field on the surface, normal, and how to find out an tangent and normal on the surface. Now in the third unit, we have seen all this related to surface. And later on, now we are going to start with the unit 4, in which we are just going to see just like our second unit, जो हमने कर्व अल्फा के लिए स्टडी किया था, यहाँ पे अभी हमें सरफेस के लिए स्टडी करना है. ओके. Okay, now we have to do all these things related to surface. Okay, shape operator, the name itself suggests the meaning that you have to find out what is the shape of the surface. Somewhat difficult for understanding, but no doubt you should have an imagination if you want to study the differential geometry paper. 3D imagination के अलावा कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है हमारे पास. ओके. So shape operator का meaning क्या है यहाँ पे? Whenever you want to go for what is Freinet apparatus for a curve. Freinet apparatus के लिए हमने क्या स्टडी किया? Tangent, normal, binormal, and torsion and curvature. Okay. यहाँ पे भी हमें shape operator का meaning क्या है? Shape operator is on the surface means what? It is going to tell you everything about the surface. Just like all the Freinet apparatus tell you everything about the curve. How it is turning, twisting, what is the rate of twisting, what is the velocity. Without knowing the curve itself, you can find out everything. Okay, so here shape operator is now defined with the help of our covariant derivative. Okay, आठवतात का covariant derivative? In the second unit we have seen the covariant derivative, last part. Okay, so here just we are going to see the definition of shape operator. Then we'll find out what is unit normal to the surface. And then we'll work for only 2 to 3 examples how to find out the shape operator of any surface. Okay, एक simple formula है shape operator के लिए. And then some examples are there, many more examples are there. You can go. Then we'll see normal. सभी definitions है, सिर्फ normal है. And normal is the last point I think in the syllabus. Gaussian and mean curvature का सिर्फ definition है, but still you can go for that in detail. Okay, let us start. Shape operator. For a curve, there is only one direction to move. Okay, because curve is moving in only one direction, but shape is measured by taking a rate of change of a tangent vector to the curve, right? Because if I want to find out a tangent to the surface, it means that I am finding a velocity vector of the curve. Okay, so here curve is going in a only single direction, but about the surface, it is not like that. Because as I given you the example of a Himalaya, every part is a different. At every point you can have a different tangent vector. If you are having a different tangent vector at every point you can have a one different normal. Correct, no? Hello, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now here we are going to study for the surface the whole plane of a direction to move, and hence a tangent vector to the surface M at a point P is not determined by a single tangent, क्योंकि at every point you are having one different direction on the surface. Just like the example of a Himalaya, you can take at every point you can have one tangent plane, and corresponding to that you can have a normal. Now the concept is generalized, and you want to find out a normal to the whole surface. Okay, that is a unit normal vector field we are going to define in this case. So the rate of change of a unit normal vector field is described by spatial type of a linear operator. So rate of change of a unit normal vector field will give you the shape of the surface. Okay, such operators are called a linear shape operator. With the help of that shape operator itself, we will find you that how the surface of the shape will be there. Okay, assume that this is what the arbitrary shape of a surface. As we have seen that this is a surface, no need to prove it is a surface and all. So at every point I can have a one tangent plane, right? सभी का direction different होगा, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So here at every point I can have one normal, सभी का direction भी different होगा, सब at every point you can have one normal vector. So which one will work as a normal to the whole surface? That is what a question. So what you have to do, normal to the surface find जो हमने study किया del G, this del G will work as a normal to the surface. ये वाला नॉर्मल वर्क करता है आपके जो सरफेस के लिए, क्योंकि अगर हमें कर्व के लिए फाइंड आउट करना है तो कर्व के लिए वेलोसिटी वेक्टर itself टेल यू हाउ द कर्व इज मूविंग. अगर suppose you are moving from your home to some market or your college or university, so whatever may be the speed of your bike will describe you how you are moving and what is your curve, okay, path of your moving object. Okay, but यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है, right? Your tangent is not going to tell you anything about the surface, because at every point you can have a one tangent plane. बरोबर ना? जो कर्व के लिए ट्रू था कि आपका वेलोसिटी वेक्टर अल्फा डैश टेंजेंट जो आपके बारे में सब कुछ बताएगा. ओके, द वेलोसिटी विल टेल यू दैट by how much speed in which way you are going, but here tangent plane will not work. So for that, these normal at every point I can find out. I have to now find out a rate of change of a normal, by how much rate these normal vectors are changing, which will give you the shape of a surface. Without knowing what is a surface, I can tell the shape of a surface with the help of a rate of change of a normal vector. Rather, in very specific way, I can say rate of change of a unit normal vector. Instead of finding a normal at every point, I will find out a unit normal at every point and rate of change of that unit normal. क्योंकि अगर हमें surface पता नहीं है, but we suppose we found the normal vectors. Okay, suppose ऐसे वाले normal vectors हैं आपके. So I can now find out rate of change. अगर आपको पता है तो I can find out what is the surface. So hence the rate of change of a unit normal vector will give you the shape of the surface. Okay, और इसको इन्होंने कुछ ऑपरेटर का नाम दिया है, that is shape operator, or you can say it is a linear operator, linear shape operator. Okay, so here whenever we have been provided with a normal, so I can define what is a surface. अगर आपको normal सभी points के पता है, okay, just imagine करो कि एक plane है, okay, plane है, plane no doubt plane को हम surface नहीं consider कर सकते. plane पे आप लोग टच पिन होते हैं अपने, टच पिन ऐसे पुटअप करोगे और आपको कोई बताएगा नहीं कि नीचे प्लेन है या सरफेस है या कोई ऑर्बिटरी ऑब्जेक्ट है. तो अगर आप पिंस का पोजीशन देखोगे तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि हाँ नीचे प्लेन है या फिर कोई प्लेन ऑब्जेक्ट है. जस्ट लाइक योर नोटबुक और इट मे बी सम plain surface just like a table or anything. So you have to just put a touch pin, जो भी आपके सेफ्टी पिन या टच पिन जो भी है उसको ऐसे वर्टिकल रखना है, which will show you the normal. बरोबर?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, सो सपोज अगर सेम थिंग हमने एक स्फीयर पे किया, ओके, एंड यू डोंट नो व्हाट इज दैट, स्फीयर है या नहीं पता नहीं। अगर आपकी आंखें बंद की गई है और आपको सिर्फ टच जो टच पिंस है उसको फील करना है, तो यू कैन फील आउट दैट इज अ स्फीयर, बरोबर ना? ओके, लेट मी शो यू। सपोज दिस इज अ स्फीयर एंड आपको क्या करना है, ये सभी टच पिंस यहाँ पे अटैच करने हैं एंड यू हैव टू से विदाउट actually looking it, you have to close your eyes and you have to just feel all this pins, okay? टच पिंस है या कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट आप ऐसे पुटअप कर सकते हो जिससे आपको उस ऑब्जेक्ट का एक्चुअली हाउ इट लुक्स लाइक यू कैन फील आउट। सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट आई कैन सी दैट दिस इज व्हाट योर स्फीयर। सो ये जो आपने टच पिंस अटैच किए, दिस इज नॉट नथिंग बट योर नॉर्मल्स, करेक्ट? And instead of them you can say unit normal. So rate of change of a unit normal will describe what is the shape of a surface. Yes, everyone understood up to this what is a shape operator, why the name shape operator is given, and why we are taking with the help of a unit normal only. Tangent will not work here because at every point I can have a one tangent vector which will not describe you that how your surface will look like, okay? सो जो पार्ट आपका कर्व के लिए ट्रू था वो सरफेस के लिए सही नहीं है, ओके? टेंजेंट विल नॉट डिस्क्राइब यू एनीथिंग, यू हैव टू go through the normal only. When you have to find out the rate of change of a normal, then only you will get a shape, okay? So why we are considering a normal, that I have told you. shape operator की definition में हमने normal ही क्यों consider किया, right? Because it will tell you the shape of the surface. And why the operator is named as a shape operator? Because it will tell you the shape of the surface at every point with the help of a unit normals, okay? Yes, everyone having any doubt about the definition of shape operator, why the shape operator is given this name, and why shape operator is not defined with the tangent? We are defining this with the normal, that is also unit normal. Instead of taking any normal vector, we have to take this a unit normal. So now let us go for the definition of a shape operator. So z is a vector field on the surface, then the covariant derivative of z with respect to a tangent vector is defined by del Vz. Just I am reminding you the definition of your covariant derivative. Suppose z is a vector field. Okay, then covariant derivative z with respect to a tangent vector. Covariant derivative of z with respect to tangent vector v with respect to a tangent vector v is given by what it is given by del Vz. With del Vz we have written this, if you remember, zp plus tv rate of change. आठवते का? Rate of change of or you can say initial rate of change of a vector field v in the direction of a tangent vector p at a point p. This is nothing but your definition of your covariant derivative. Del Vz is a rate of change of a z in a v direction. Now if z is expressed in terms of a some vector like z is one vector field, so I can express vector field in terms of zi ui. Okay, I can express it in terms of a zi ui. So now what will be del Vz? Okay, covariant derivative of z I can now write down. Yes, athate ka definition. I have told you this in both way. Z. Yes, I think now remember. Z है या Vzi? Yes.
VZI.
Correct. Vzi. That is, we are finding the directional derivative. Finding a covariant derivative is nothing but summation of all the directional derivative. And finding a directional derivative, it means that it is nothing but a linear combinations of the partial derivative, and this your ui, that is a natural frame, will be as it is. Okay, finding a covariant derivative, it itself doesn't give you any meaning. Okay, एक example मैंने solve करके दिखाया था. It itself a covariant derivative doesn't tell anything because you are getting one only vector. Okay, but those vectors जो आपके coordinates है, suppose you find out the covariant derivative of some function, so those vector whatever you got 1 2 3, these vectors are nothing but the directional derivative of those zi. Okay, z अगर वेक्टर फील्ड है, z is equal to suppose x square u1 plus y square say u2 and z is z u3, so it will tell you the directional derivative of these function. Okay, ये जो आपके coordinates मिलते हैं आपके covariant derivative itself give you only one vector in E3, but those coordinates of those covariant derivative will give you the directional derivative. Okay, if you don't remember, go back to the lectures where I have told you about the covariant derivative. I have taken one example also. Again, I have shown you what is a geometric interpretation of that. Okay, but how vzi we have to find out. What will be vzi? It is again initial rate of change of a function zi at a point p in the direction of v. बरोबर? Because we know that it is nothing but your directional derivative, right? d by dt of zi of p plus pv at p equal to 0. Okay, so now how to find out a unit normal? Because already we know that a normal vector del g is working as a normal vector. So what will be the unit normal? Del g upon norm of del g will work as a unit normal, because we need a unit normal if you want to define a shape operator. शेप ऑपरेटर के लिए नोटेशन क्या है? SPV. S is a notation for shape. P is a notation at a point P. At every point P, you are having one tangent vector, and with the help of that tangent vector, you are finding the shape operator. Okay. So first you should go for the normal, and instead of that finding a normal simply del g, you should find out a unit normal. How to find out a unit normal vector field? Del g upon norm of del g will work as a unit normal vector field. Okay, del g upon norm of del g will work as a unit normal vector field. Now shape operator is defined simply in the way of how covariant derivative is defined. Shape operator at a point P in the direction of V is given by minus of del VU. I also don't know why the negative sign is introduced here. Simply del VU क्यों नहीं लिया, मुझे भी उतना आइडिया नहीं है. So actually what it is given, suppose this is what some shape, some surface M, and we want to find out the shape operator at a point P. So this, suppose it will work as a tangent vector, right? And this is what a unit normal vector field. Okay, so shape operator SPV is in the direction like this. Both are equal and opposite. This is what del VU, and this is a shape operator. Okay, so your shape operator is defined with the help of a covariant derivative of your unit normal vector field. और u आप कैसे find out करते हो? Del g upon norm of del g. Okay, so rate of change of a unit normal will give you the shape operator. Is the definition clear? Rate of change of a unit normal will give you the shape of the surface. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, del VU represents the rate of change of a U in the direction of a V. That is, U is nothing but unit net vector field in the direction of V, because at every point you can have a one tangent vector. Will give you the shape operator, because at every point you have having normal, so the shape will change. Shape of the your surface will change due to a direction vector. And it tells you the tangent plane of a M is changing in a V direction. जो आपका tangent plane है वो कैसे चेंज होगा वो शेप ऑपरेटर आपको बताएगा. Okay, what is your shape operator? Minus of del v u. Okay, अगर आपको टेंजेंट प्लेन कैसे चेंज हो रहा है अगर पता चलेगा तो ऑब्वियसली यू कैन से हाउ द सरफेस m will look like. Okay. So let me complete here only. So we have simply introduced with the definition of a shape operator. In the next lecture, we'll go for the one lemma of shape operator and some examples. And then we have a normal curvature and Gaussian curvature. Simply 2 points are remaining. Okay, thank you. If you're having any doubt about shape operator, how definition is defined and everything, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll end the lecture. Thank you. Only 16 students are there.